سلام عليك يا رسول سلام عليك يا حبيب سلام عليك صلوات الله عليك.
There were over 1.57 billion Muslims of all ages living in the world in 2009, approximately 23% of the global population. There are approximately 12 million Muslims living in the United States alone. Islam is one of the fastest growing religions in the world, with an estimated 130,000 Americans converting to Islam each year. But what exactly is Islam?
In secular history, the origin of Islam can be traced back to 7th century Saudi Arabia. Therefore, Islam is the youngest of the world's great religions. The Prophet Muhammad introduced Islam in 610 AD. Muhammad dedicated the Quran, the holy book of Islam, which Muslims believe to be pre-existent, perfect words for Allah, the Arabic word for God.
However, the religious Muslim, Islam began long before Muhammad ever walked the earth. Muhammad dedicated the Quran, but according to the Quran, it did not start off with Muhammad. Rather, Islam was the religion of all the prophets. The Quran testifies of itself that it was given by God through the angel Jibreel to Prophet Muhammad.
تنزيل من رب العالمين. مر الزمان تألقا وأضاء للدنيا طريقا مشرقا وهدى من الرحمن يهدينا به للصالحات وللمكارم والتقى.
In Islam, there are two main sacred texts, the Quran and the Hadith. These books teach and illustrate Islamic beliefs, values, and practices and are important historical documents, especially the Quran, which tell the story of the origins of the Islamic faith.
The Quran, meaning recitation in Arabic, is the most scarred text. It is believed to be literal words of God as revealed to Muhammad. The Hadith, meaning narrative or report, is the secondary text, the record saying of Muhammad and his followers. Those two texts form the basics for all Islamic theology, practice in Islamic law.
During the life of Muhammad, there were 5 acts of worship singled out to be obligatory upon every Muslim. They are the 5 basic beliefs that all Muslims should follow. These are the 5 pillars of Islam.
First, the Shahada, or the declaration of faith.
So repeat after me. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وأشهد.
2. The 5 daily prayers: Fajr, the prayer before dawn; Dhuhr, the early afternoon prayer; Asr, the late afternoon prayer; Maghrib, the sunset prayer; and Isha, the early night prayer. Muslims can pray anywhere. Prayer doesn't need to be performed at a mosque or a masjid. However, they must pray facing towards the Kaaba in Mecca. On Fridays, Muslims are encouraged to participate in the Friday afternoon prayer at the mosque, which includes congregational prayer as well as an address or khutbah usually made by the leader of the prayer. The idea of worship in Islam is unlike that of many other major world religions. Muslims are considered to be worshiping God simply through their behavior. Good deeds such as helping the needy or even something as small as smiling are encouraged and seen as acts of worshiping God.
Giving charity, zakat, a certain amount of income that each household receives should be given to the less fortunate each year. Suam, or fasting during Ramadan. Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, and the month in which the Quran was completed. Muslims fast from sunrise Fajr to sunset Maghrib. Muslims refrain from eating, drinking, smoking, etc., and focus on prayer and increase their spiritually, with long prayers during the night. Taraweeh, one of the major Muslim holidays, Eid al-Fitr, is celebrated at the end of Ramadan.
Hajj or pilgrimage required for all Muslims who are physically and financially able to make the journey at least once in their lifetime. Eid al-Adha is celebrated on the 10th day of Dhul Hijjah, the month of Hajj. It lasts for 4 days, during which Muslims usually sacrifice an animal and distribute its meat among family, friends, and the poor. This is a way for Muslims to remember the trail which the Prophet Ibrahim went through when he had been prepared to sacrifice his son Isaac at the will of God.
Aside from the 5 pillars, Muslims hold 5 major beliefs. 1. Belief in Allah. Islam teaches that there is one unique God, Allah, who should be worshipped and obeyed.
Muslims believe that Allah created unseen creatures, such as angels. Muslims believe in their existence, their names, their tasks, and descriptions, as explained in the Quran and in the Sunnah.
Muslims believe that God revealed books, Torah, Psalm, and Gospel to his messengers as proof for mankind and as guidance for them. The final book sent is the Quran, which God revealed to the Prophet Muhammad. God has guaranteed the Quran's protection from any corruption and distortion.
Muslims believe in the prophets and messengers of God, starting with Adam, including Noah, Abraham, Ishmael, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, and Jesus, peace be upon them. But God's final message to man, a reconfirmation of the eternal message, was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad. Muslims believe that Muhammad is the last prophet sent by God.
Muslims believe in the Day of Judgment, the Day of Resurrection, when all people will be resurrected for God's judgments according to their beliefs and deeds.